All right. Good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing. And today we're going to be joined by Jennifer, and she's going to talk all about home warranties with us. So this should be a really good webinar for us to gain some information for our clients. So we're always trying to be top of mind with our clients, and we also want to make sure that we are gaining information that is important to our clients. So before we get into today's presentation, I want to bring on Bill Seitz from Clearview Mortgage. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Good morning, Kevin. I'm doing good. Thank you.
All right. Well, we have a tiny bit of usual webinar issues this morning, but we're getting them handled. And we're lucky to have Jennifer with us. So thanks for connecting us, Bill.
Yeah, no problem. Good morning, Jennifer.
All right. And do we have Cameron with us today? There he is. Speak of the devil.
Sorry, guys, kicked me out. Didn't like me this morning.
Hey, that happens occasionally. Good morning, Cameron. How are you?
Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Doing fantastic. We are all
Awesome.
fired up. So Cameron is our top loan officer at Clearview Mortgage, and he's going to bring us up to speed with what's going on out there in the crazy mortgage land.
Yep. So we do have a little bit of good news so far this week. The bond market has dropped a little bit, which has brought down rates. A small amount. Today it did go up a little bit, but we had a really good Monday, Tuesday. So the 10-year was hovering at almost about 3% last week, but just due to the confidence kind of falling in the Chinese and U.S. markets, bonds usually kind of go down with that. So when you see the stock market go down, usually bonds kind of follow. But it has been kind of the opposite lately, which has been odd. But this week seems like we're back to normal. So we'll see how long that lasts. But just to update you as far as where we're at for like best execution rates on purchases, the average rate for a loan under 647,250 on a 30-year fixed right now is a 5.375. And above that 647,250 mark, we're looking at like a 5.75. So obviously pretty big increase, but last week we were around 6%. So it did come down a little bit. And then I don't know if you guys remember last week, we talked about that 647,250 number and the importance of that as far as the fee that Fannie and Freddie Mac added to those high balance loans. And I said that they would have to come up for a solution for that. And just this morning, it seems like they did. So, but basically what they're doing is they had a new program rollout where you can use jumbo products rather than conventional products for any loan above 647,250. So something that's really odd is right now jumbo rates are actually better than conventional rates, which is not usually the norm. But that extra fee kind of made it that way. So anyways, if you have a borrower whose loan is going to be above that mark and they're just getting hurt on their rate and it's maybe hurting their ability to qualify, you can go the jumbo route with us. And obviously not everyone's doing that. That's just a product that they announced this morning that we can use. But this product basically is 110 basis points better pricing. So for example, there's a few things. Obviously credit has to be at least 700 for this program and the buyer needs to be putting 20% down. But if that's the case, and that's in your wheelhouse of where that borrower is at, their rate's going to be a 4.875 instead of a 5.75. So it's literally a huge difference in rate. So just keep that in mind. You can take advantage of that program if you have a client that fits that mold. And then also too, as far as just some mortgage news, 5-year adjustable mortgage rate applications doubled in the last 2 months. Because obviously a lot of people feel that rates will come back down at some point, and those adjustable rates do have a smaller payment than the fixed rates. So I just thought that was really interesting. I mean, a doubling of those products in 2 months shows that the market is definitely going that way, where clients are taking advantage of that adjustable, that 5-year fixed program where they get a little bit better rate. And then also, as far as housing data, obviously the rising rates have been forcing sellers to kind of start to lower their asking price on their listings. This data just came out today, which I thought was interesting, says that basically about 12% of home sales had a price drop during the last 4 weeks, ending in the beginning of April. And that was up 15% from last year. But April is where we've seen the main rate increase. So I'm going to guess, the next time that data comes out, it's probably going to be 25%, probably a 10% jump in those numbers, because with increased rates, appraisers also take that into consideration. So there's chances that you might see appraisals coming in a little bit lower than they have been, because obviously, they have to take that into consideration as well. And then one more thing on inventory data, the number of new listings last week jumped 8% from a year ago. So this week, last year, it was 8% lower. Last month overall, it was 13% lower than the last year. But with that new jump in the past week, they're thinking that by midsummer, we'll probably have more inventory than we did last summer, because 8% is a pretty big jump in 1 week. But that's pretty much all I have, unless Bill wants to add anything.
Just one thing, Cameron, have you priced out those 5-year ARMs at all? How much is there? What's the price difference on that?
It's not. So basically, the way that those adjustable rates work is that there's more fees incorporated with it, because they have the rate sheets cut off. So even though someone's getting a better rate on the adjustables, if they're going to pay that extra money to get that product, I would say it'd be better to just buy down on a 30-year fix, and it's going to end up being the same thing. So to answer your question, Bill, it's not a huge difference. I think that it's more just I think some of that data might be including investment properties and stuff, but for a primary home that you're going to live in, it's not a big enough difference for me to think that it's worth it, honestly.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, they do qualify you off the full 30-year amortized rate, and then they, once they know you can qualify through that, then they let you go and pick some of these ARM products. Is it right?
Exactly. Yep. But keep in mind that data is nationwide data. So in California, with the loan size being so high, that's why the ARMs don't really make as much sense, because you're above that 647, 250 mark on most of these listings. So that affects the price. So, that's kind of something to take into consideration there. I'm sure in California, as many people probably aren't getting the adjustable rates.
Yeah, I feel like, the adjustable rates maybe 5-10 years ago were a lot more enticing than they are now. I feel like
they're a lot more competitive.
They just kind of barely give you a little bit of a relief, and then but it's not much.
Yeah, but the main thing I saw in the data today is that they do, as we kind of have been saying and expecting, we should start seeing more listings, because people that are planning to move are gonna not want to miss out on that money.
That's true. That's an important factor right there.
Awesome, guys.
Well,
thanks for your time as always.
Yeah, appreciate the info, Cameron. It's always good to get updated once a week on what's going on with rates, products, all that good stuff. So we appreciate it, Cameron.
Anytime.
All right. And we want to welcome a couple of our new agents. We've got a new agent, Mercedes Nakano, on the line. Welcome, Mercedes. I spoke with you earlier in the week, and I've got an appointment with you today. So looking forward to that. And we have, of course, all of our regulars, and Tom Liu is now becoming one of our regulars. So hello, Tom. And then Bill, if you wanted to kind of give a little bit of an intro for Jennifer, that would be great.
Sure. Well, Jennifer was introduced to me through Debbie Saccone out in our Palm Springs office. And so, we wanted to, I knew one thing we haven't really covered in the last few years is the benefits of home warranty, and what home warranty, why it's important. And I think this time is as good as any, because we're seeing so many, the leverage in all these transactions really has shifted to the sellers. They can kind of pretty much name their price. Buyers really are going to have to, meet their terms and compete with a lot of different competing offers at the same time. And I think sometimes it's lost in that is, the importance of a home warranty plan, just to protect the seller, a little extra layer of protection for the seller in that situation. But a lot of times they're not willing to throw that in and spend the extra few $100 or $500, $600 to do that. And I think that's a mistake. But I want Jennifer. She works for Fidelity National Home Warranty, and I wanted her to come on and share her experience and her expertise with us and give her perspective, because I do think it's an important part of our business, and to have a good home warranty program or policy in place is worthwhile. So let's hear what Jennifer has to say.
Oh, great. Thanks so much, Bill and Kevin, for putting this together. I appreciate the time. I did kind of nosy around while you were talking and noticed a few people on there that I've been and known for years. 17 years I've been in home warranty. It's good to see some faces and names up there I know. Kevin, could you go onto YouTube and pull up the home warranty video?
Yeah, you know what? I went to YouTube and that one does say unavailable. Is there something I can search for, like Fidelity?
Yeah.
Like that?
So just go to Fidelity Home Warranty, Fidelity National Home Warranty.
Okay.
And then while you're doing that, there's one, it says why home warranties are essential to the low inventory market. And I'll just give everybody a little background of my experience. I've been with Fidelity for about 11 years now. Been in home warranty for 17. I've had all of the Riverside County area, and I'm out in Palm Springs, Coachella Valley with all the crazy partiers of Coachella right now. So we've been enjoying that traffic, but we've been out here for about 3 years. And, I've been through a lot of stuff with Fidelity, home warranties, the COVID, lack of inventory in our own home warranty business. And vendors. So I definitely feel the pain out there with you guys, except for that we have actually lost a lot of business because of the home warranties have not been added on as part of the closing as it normally is. And here's the reason why I want to show this video, because there's so much happening now. The buyer's remorse coming out, and no home warranties on there, and lawsuits are popping up. So I just kind of want to explain a little bit the do's, the don'ts, why it's important to have a home warranty. And really, there you go. One more down, home warranty. It should say home warranties are essential. Right there. Yes. You're awesome.
From low inventory to outrageous offers, a lot's changed in the real.
Hold on. Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and play right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, here we go.
Real estate market. Fidelity National Home Warranty is here to tell you why home warranties are more essential than ever. Most agents already know that a home warranty can be a thoughtful closing gift for a client, but did you know it can also protect you in a low inventory market? Today's market forces many buyers to exhaust their savings to buy a home. Studies show that most Americans are unable to afford a home repair that is $1,000 or more. Many buyers choose to forego a home inspection and home warranty to get their offer accepted. This can result in costly, unexpected repairs after closing, and the first one they turn to will be their real estate agent. Another new dynamic to consider is the work from home trend. Homeowners working from home are placing more stress than ever on their home systems and appliances. Having a home warranty for your sellers protects them from unexpected home maintenance expenses during the listing period. The warranty can then be easily transferred to the buyers at closing. This offers protection at every step of the transaction. Make sure your clients know they can purchase a home warranty on their own if it's not included. And remember, you can always add a home warranty for them up to 30 days after closing. The last thing you want is to be on the hook after closing. A home warranty can greatly reduce this risk. It can be said that home warranties make happy homeowners. While a low inventory market presents many hurdles to both buyers and real estate agents, don't let unexpected expenses after closing be one of them. A home warranty from Fidelity National Home Warranty is a nominal expense that can reap abundant rewards. Protect your clients and yourself by ensuring your next deal includes a home warranty from Fidelity National Home Warranty. Fidelity National Home Warranty. We've got you covered.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Not bad.
So back to that, I saw somebody type in
The
there.
yield curve allows fixed income.
Well, the yield curve. Very important.
Gotta love YouTube. Keep
Sorry
going.
about that. I know, right?
No, that's all right. So I do want to talk about I saw somebody in the chat about a furnace. They didn't put a home warranty on, and we have been pushed to the backside. And let me just tell you, was it 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago? I can't even remember. I had jury duty on top of that. We were in a court there in Riverside over a home warranty issue. And I share this because I don't know, some of you probably know Charlotte King. She's a title rep, and her and I would love to go to the court and listen to these lawsuits that are out there. And right now, buyer's remorse happened. Somebody's water heater went out 3 days into the moving in. Of course, now they're mad. They call their, agent. The seller says, "I'm not buying it. Buying you a new water heater. You bought the house as is, no inspection." And it kind of goes on and on. But the buyer came back and says, "Well, my agent told me that the home warranties don't really cover much and that there are too many hoops to jump through." And had the agent actually just gave them a brochure, it doesn't matter who, mine, my competition, give them one just so they can look it over and move forward on their home warranty education themselves. But they wrote down that they did not want it. They waived their rights to a home warranty. So the judge kind of sided with the buyer because the agent didn't give them a brochure. And I don't know, can you guys see me?
No, not right now.
Okay.
I can make that happen.
No, that's that too. I was gonna say, if you can go back to that contract there on the very last page on there, Kevin, there's a bottom part, and your broker probably has a form that you guys sign that will allow them to waive their rights. But on this very second to last page, one more, go back just a little bit.
One more, okay. Whoops.
Right there at the bottom of the page. Oh, it's right in between there.
Okay.
Isn't this fun?
Okay.
Okay, so right here at the very bottom, do you see where it says acceptance of coverage or waive of coverage? The judge, so the judge ruled for that buyer because the homeowner, the buyer says, "Hey, I never saw a contract. I didn't know that I could actually have a home warranty that would cover a water heater." And not only did they get a new home warranty, not only did they get their water heater paid for by the buying agent, this seller got to walk away free because they did not have to disclose that. So here's a good example of why you just, if you don't like home warranties, if you don't want to talk about a home warranty, have them call me, or at least have them read a brochure that gives them what a home warranty is and what it does and does not cover. It's good for your E&O protection because had they had it, they wouldn't even been to court. The home warranty would have paid for the water heater to begin with. So just kind of give you guys a heads up on what's happening on that market out there. We did have a big hit with the everybody working from home and using their appliances and toilets and kids home more than ever. So definitely the restrictions on getting vendors out there, and of course, parts are kind of lagging behind. We're starting to see that pick up again, and I'm hoping for the summertime it will be back to full force on supplies again. Any questions anybody has about a home warranty? I do have a couple of tips for you on what to use and how to sell a home warranty.
Yeah, I don't see any question in the chat yet, but we will keep our eye on it.
All right. So my thing is, when you're talking to a buyer, is that a home warranty is not going to eliminate the cost of ownership and maintenance, but the home warranty will help absorb a lot of the cost of those big ticket items. If you're using your home warranty as a maintenance of your home, you're going to hate us. No one wants to jump through those loops. But when you have to come up with $15,000 or $1,500 for an air for a water heater, or $15,000 for an air conditioner right now, you're going to love us. And I want to make sure that you understand the difference between just a standard package. And those who've done business with me, standard is not even on our vocabulary. We always want to go up with the upgraded one because that's going to give you the most coverage on your deductibles and on the non-covered cost. So definitely, if you don't understand what an upgraded policy is, reach out, or that's a whole nother class, because that is huge savings for you when it comes to the long run.
Yeah, so one quick question. I've actually got two, but first one is from Mercedes. So everything is a la carte, right?
No, ours is not a la carte. There is one company out there that kind of goes back to the a la carte menu. I mean, I I don't understand that policy myself because it's very vague. And if you have to, if you have a house that you need help with that's a little higher end, call me. We're going to walk through it. I'm going to pull it up on the MLS and go through it with you. But all home warranties will cover your basics, which is your hot water heater and your heater, electrical and plumbing, which is very limited. So once you walk out your front door or any door of the house, that is then becomes the homeowner's responsibility. So it has to be underneath the main frame. It'll cover your dishwasher, stove, garbage disposal, garage door opener, and that's your basic package. Then you can upgrade and add a bundle by doing the washer, dryer, refrigerator, or adding on to the air conditioner. Those are always you want to do bundles. But your a la carte will come in with with pool spas, well pumps, septics, or anything that might be unusual for an average home out there. So we do now cover zones. We do now cover the tune-up for the air conditioner and heater. We smart homes now. I have my own opinion about roof coverage that I can share with you if you want my opinion.
How about it? You're the expert. Let us know.
So here's this top secret information. And if you guys have this recorded to my boss, she'll kill me. But the reality is the sooner you call in a item, the sooner a red flag goes up on the policy. If you can wait 6 to 8 weeks before you make any of these calls, we're not going to ask for a home inspection. We're not going to say it's pre-existing. We can tell when we get out there that there's water stains. We can tell that when we get out there, there's rust. And a lot of the times the homeowners tattletale on themselves. That is probably my biggest denial, is that they think they're helping themselves out by saying, it was like this when I bought it. And, or the seller didn't tell me that it didn't work, so on and so forth. If they would just say, hey, I used it a couple of times and it worked just fine, now it doesn't, and shut up, we would be great. So that's the main secret right there, the home warranties. Be quiet, less is more, and call in if you can after 6 weeks for any big ticket items. Okay, back to roof. I got so sidetracked on that one.
That's okay.
Yeah, roof coverage. So roof coverage only covers the main foundation of the living space. So no garages, no add-ons or anything else like that. You don't cover flashing. If you have, I live in Palm Springs here, we have wind all the time. So shingles keep blowing away, so on and so forth. Or we get tiles that have on top of the roofs where rats will get in there, fruit rats will make a nest. If those are moved, we consider that lack of maintenance. And the home warranty only covers $1,000. So it's a temporary Band-Aid. And here's the other thing. We do not come out there when it rains. So make sure that your homeowner understands that when it's raining, our insurance doesn't cover our guys to crawl on top of that roof. So we have to wait for it to dry out before they can get up there and then assess the damage. If you're having secondary damage, it's not covered by the home warranty anyways. So you might want to be calling your homeowner's insurance policy to get that taken care of. So I'm not a big fan of roof coverage. Again, the expectations are super high because people panic, and it's $1,000 cap where you're not putting a new roof on. And again, if we get up there and it's missing flashing or tiles or anything else like that. If they're worried about the roof, I say go get a roof cert, or again, use that $100 if you have the money towards something like an extra refrigerator or the high-end appliances and that kind of thing. Any questions?
I do have a general question from John Espinosa, the Bay Area. He asks, what separates your company from others? There's lots of home warranty companies. What would you say would be kind of the thing that separates you guys?
Service. Your person that you're working with. You can buy a car from any Toyota dealership or BMW dealership. Again, it's about the service, how you handle things. The one reason why I left that competition is because they're a la carte. It's too hard to explain to somebody to build your own hamburger and pizza. It's kind of how I explain it. And then if it's not made right, then they should have had this, they should have had that. But mostly service. And that's where I come in. one thing about Fidelity is we still work as a very small company, even though that we're Fortune 500. I talk to my boss almost every single day because if I don't understand something, we're getting questions, we're getting answers for you. And the main thing is getting to a resolution faster than getting to it. Fixing the problem is what I want to say. I'm a solution solver before I am to go blame somebody else for what they've done. Because everybody makes mistakes. So I like to take the agent out of it, make sure that I'm the one that's talking to the homeowner and they have that one-on-one person to deal with until that actual situation is resolved. But pricing, we're all very close. Coverage, we're all on top of each other on when it comes to coverage, but it definitely comes down to your person, your rep, and your field that you're working with.
For sure. And then I've got two more questions from Tom Liu. He says, in the past, he put $800 for home warranty in the purchase contract. Is that enough for coverage?
Well, it depends.
Right.
And you guys being a mortgage company as well, it's like, depends on what you qualify for, right? So does the house have a pool? Does the house have a casita? Does the house have a higher end appliances? So your basic policy would probably get you there with air conditioning at $800, but then it's all the other things that you need to add on to build that policy to make it the best policy for that homeowner and that buyer. And again, if you're representing that buyer, you want to make sure that you're using it all and understanding what the coverage and the product is. We don't expect you guys to read the contract because I know you don't. I know you guys don't read it. But if you have a question and you text me, you call me and say, hey, Jennifer, what about this? I'm very straightforward. Those who know me, I'm a black and white person. When it becomes gray, I'm going to figure out how to get that solution. But there's always an answer and a solution to everything.
Well, that's perfect. And then one last side question from Tom Liu, and then I do have one more after that. Tom says, what's the service charge?
Service fee just went up to $85. I believe almost all the home warranty companies out there are $85 now. That came out, I think the price change for us came in March, and I believe the competition came back in November. So again, if you haven't talked or reached out to your home warranty company, you definitely want to make sure that you have the right pricing, and the surcharge now is $85 per trade.
Right. And then does your company offer any bilingual customer reps?
We do. So we work with a huge Spanish out here and then the Inland Empire in San Bernardino. So if you have that special need, we have a couple of reps that speak Spanish. We also have internal reps that speak Spanish. The Asian market.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about other languages?
If you can find somebody that wants to work in home warranty and translate, we would love to hire them, just like anybody else, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So what we do find in that, we do have apps that translate. We do have, usually the kids will get involved for the mom and dad, and then we'll talk to them. And a lot of that will be done in texting, just so that it's in writing. Sure. After 17 years in business, once I talk to a homeowner or even an agent, I always follow up with what I said versus what they heard when it comes to a situation. So this way we're all in the same loop, and I always let my agent know what's happening until it's closed and resolved.
Excellent. And then one last question. Do you, Jennifer, do you service the Bay Area, or do you just work in the Palm Springs area?
I'm out in the Inland Empire. I can get you the rep that's out there. If you want to stay with me, I just have to change your address it'll be an Inland Empire address for your company. And that's only on the home warranty side, not on your whole entire RPA. So
got it. Yeah, because we do have agents. We have quite a few agents in the Northern California region and Bay Area, Sacramento. So would they deal with a separate rep?
They would deal with a separate rep based on their zip code, where they're located at. And the reps up there almost, I would say probably within a handful of the 80 reps that are out here in California area. I want to say maybe 5 have only been with our company less than 5 years. Everybody else has been with us. I think I'm still the baby at 11.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, they don't leave, and they treat us well. So again, if your company's treating you well, we're going to do our best to stay where we're at. We want to help you, just like everybody.
Well, that would be great if you could supply me with, some, I'll let you know where our agents are. And if you could supply me with some reps in those other areas besides Inland Empire, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, Jennifer, this is Bill. One thing that I'm kind of hearing here, and well, just kind of implying is, and this is kind of for the agents, is to really know, don't just put down the contract, a very vague home warranty number or amount. Like, you really need to know the property and really think through what coverage you need, right? Because if it's out in a little bit more of a rural area and you've got septic, or if you're, obviously, like you said, you've got a pool, you're in, hot out there in the desert, you can obviously need the AC coverage, but you really got to know the property, think through the policy instead of just, because I see agents all the time just write, oh, just this coverage, right? Or just this, this amount of dollar amount, but they're not really thinking through each add-on or a robust enough policy for that particular property.
So true. If we think about the problems that happen through a transaction, we can get through those very quickly. Where I start is after the close of escrow. And if you don't handle your home warranty ahead of time, it's going to be a problem at the very end of your transaction. So definitely make sure, if you don't know what to look for, take time, 10-15 minutes with the home warranty rep. Let them explain to you what the policies are. We have high-end protection. I hear all the time at Bay Areas, Palm Desert here, Rancho Mirage. We have a lot of high-end refrigerators and stoves out here, and we cap out at $5,000. And people are like, well, why? And well, because, it's still a business and it's a $500 policy, but, we do have add-ons to get them up to $10,000. But if you don't know about it, you're going to skip over it. And then that's how you make and win friends, by having that extra protection and get that extra listing at the end of the closing when something goes wrong like that. The biggest mistake I see on the RPA is people won't check that upgrade box. I know it's changed a little bit, but the upgrade box is what really makes or breaks the coverage of a home warranty. It's like having an HMO versus a PPO. And modifications with all the new energy laws that are out there right now, that modifications at $250 goes by very quickly. I mean, you just sneeze nowadays and it's $250. You can't even go to Home Depot anymore or Costco for $100. It's $250, $500. Same thing. These modifications, the cost of metal to fix these air conditioners and water heaters is a lot of money. So you can go from anywhere from $250 up to $1,250 if you pick the right policy. And even if you have it written down correctly, you don't have the box checked, your TC or your escrow officer doesn't even have to order just because you have extra money there. So I always recommend that if you're working with me, when you open up escrow, you're CCing me in with the RPA. I go in and pick out your home warranty. I pick out your NHD, and I fill it out, send it over to your TC. I fill it out and send it over to your cooperating agent, and we're good to go. This way it's all taken care of. And if I see something at that time, we're addressing it at that moment before we get into, the statements being sent out with money.
Also, Jennifer, what is if you're dealing in the high end clientele, let's say you're working like, Rancho Mirage or Newport Coast or some of these high end neighborhoods in the Bay Area, what is how far up do these policies go on the top end? So
we max out at 10,000 square feet. So anything that's 10,000 square feet and above, there is no home warranty available. It's outside of our insurance policy as well, is to write. So if it's over 10,000, you're not going to get a home warranty. If it's under 10,000, you want to call us. We're going to need to know the age. We're going to need to know the square footage. If the casita is added on there, does it have a kitchen or is it just a bedroom per se? Because that's a lot of them out here, just little bedrooms off the side of the house. But so there's more detail. How many refrigerators, sub-zeros, that kind of thing. I had a house out here. I didn't believe it. So I went over there myself. 26 air conditioners. Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a little overkill, but yeah, 26, even out here in the desert, 26 air conditioners. And yeah, so we want to make sure those were covered. And I literally had to take pictures and start numbering them and counting them because you get lost. It was like a maze. You know, wine cellars, we don't cover wine cellars. So that's different than a wine refrigerator. So understanding that kind of personality in the home is big. I have pull out here that 3 pools, you know, so again, if they all have separate tanks and filters and salt systems, they're going to be 3 different pool systems to get your best coverage. You can cover them all under one, but one goes out, you might as well say goodbye to all your extra fees that you had to cover the next one. So it's just like a little, just call me.
Yeah. That's the bottom line, right?
Don't be afraid. I work late. I take text messages and I love being nosy and get it on the MLS and checking it out. And I'm like, I will find things like, oh, I didn't know about that, or I didn't see that, only because my experience, it's happened and it didn't get covered. And I want to make sure you're taken care of. Bottom line.
Yeah, the experience is huge.
Yeah.
Well,
How do our agents get a hold of you, Jennifer?
I'm going to have Kevin send out that email. This has my brochure on it. And it has my phone number on there, and then my cell phone number is the best way. Don't
Perfect.
call.
Yeah. What I do, Jennifer, is I put out the a replay. And so when I put that replay out to all of our agents, I'll make sure I have all of your contact information on that replay.
Yeah, just call me and I can get you the right rep. If you want to work with me, just let me know. The main thing is getting your needs taken care of. If you saw the YouTube videos, if you have like new buyers, I love sending them or attaching our YouTube videos. What is a home warranty? How to clean up your refrigerator and your air conditioner, and you can do some of this maintenance stuff at your own time versus spending $400 or $500 to have someone come vacuum your heater. So these are great little tips. If you want something to reach out, just feel free to use them, take them and then put them onto your email and send them out to your clients. Another way to reach out. They're great. I love them.
No, it's a great call. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. We really appreciate you coming on the webinar today. And we'll make sure everybody has your information on the replay.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jennifer. Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. We really appreciate it. And hopefully everyone understands the value of home warranty and how it's that extra layer of protection for you as an agent working out there and also for your clientele.
Great. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, everybody.
All right, agents, get out there, make it a great week and a productive week. And we will see you next week on the webinar. Bye-bye.